If you've ever had a problem and you felt like there was absolutely no solution to it, this video is going to be for you. So I was thinking about this today as I've been on this trip. There have been a lot of things that I've had to overcome in order to be able to still get these videos out every single day, like is my number one priority. So I had to figure out how to be able to film these videos on a ship, which by itself isn't too much, but I've got to deal with sound, I've got to deal with lighting, so it's a problem that I had to overcome. Dealing with the upload speeds that I have for the internet on this ship. It's not as fast as I wanted it to be. However, I've got internet access as it is, so I've got to make these videos a little bit shorter. Again, figuring out a solution to the problems that I'm having. And the other big thing was saying, how am I going to keep creating these videos every single day? Part of me thought maybe just make a whole bunch of videos and try and upload them one at a time, but that would kind of take away from my whole making one video every single day for 90 days. So I decided to keep going and just set aside some time every single day to be able to make these videos. So it's a solution to the problems that we have. Because sometimes you run into problems and you think there's absolutely no solution possible. And it might not be the solution that you want, but you're going to have to pick a solution regardless. So it's best to figure out what's the best solution that's going to get you closer to where you want to be. Right? These videos are not the way that I would want them to be every single time. But I think it also adds kind of a, I'm not even sure what the word I'm looking for is, but just that realist, just that authentic type of feeling. So that's something new that I'm experimenting with. So I'm able to work with it. See, anytime we have a problem, there's a solution as long as we have our mind open. If we're sitting there looking at something and saying, I've got a problem and there's nothing I can do. I've done everything. There's no way I can overcome it. That means our mind is closed and we're focused in on only the problem, not all of the potential solutions that we have. So it's those times that we can become more creative. It's those times that we need to really let our mind run wild as to different solutions and look at it, even the craziest solutions, right? Because crazy, even though it might not work, might lead you to start thinking differently to a solution that will work. When we can start thinking of more solutions rather than just focusing on the problem, we give ourselves a much better chance of being able to succeed. So this is what I want you to start thinking about, because we're in the final 30-day stretch here of our 90 days of working toward our goal. And in this last final stretch, we might come up against some really big problems. Problems that kind of push us back from being able to achieve the thing that we want to. But I want you to start thinking of new and creative ways in order to overcome those challenges. To be able to solve problems in an extremely creative and positive way, rather than just looking at it and saying, there's absolutely no way I can be successful here. And I want to tell you a story about a young girl and her father who is a shopkeeper. So he's a shopkeeper and he has a massive debt that he owes to this really nasty, really evil, grizzled old loan shark. And so the loan shark comes by all the time to start asking, when is he going to get paid? When is that loan going to be paid off? And the shopkeeper has fallen on hard times. So he keeps saying, I've just got to get my shop working a little bit better. I've just got to sell a few more items and then I'll be able to pay this loan back. Now, this loan shark is a really nasty sort of guy. So he sees the shopkeeper's young daughter and he's always making inappropriate advances towards this girl. And she doesn't want to have anything to do with this guy. And so as the loan shark starts getting nastier and nastier, he comes up to the shopkeeper one day and says, hey, it has been a year. Your loan has become due and I need the payment right now. The shopkeeper says, I don't have the money to pay you. I wish I did. I just don't have that money right now. And so the loan shark says to the shopkeeper, we're going to solve this right now. And I'm going to give you more or less of a win-win type of situation. The shopkeeper says, okay, let's hear it. And the loan shark says, this is what's going to happen. We're going to draw 2 stones out of the garden. There was a garden that was filled with all these black and white stones. And he says, we're going to put 2 stones into the bag, one white and one black. And your daughter is going to pick 1 stone from the bag. If the stone comes up white, your debt is erased and you no longer owe me anything. If the stone comes up black, however, your daughter will marry me instantly and your loan is still wiped clean. The shopkeeper says, absolutely not. There is no way I'm going to do this. And the shady loan shark has his reinforcements behind him that really didn't give the shopkeeper much of an option. So the shopkeeper takes a big deep breath in and he reluctantly says, okay, let's do this. Now, his daughter is absolutely horrified. The chance that she could potentially draw a black stone out of the bag and have to marry this guy and be his wife forever was an absolutely awful no-win type of situation. And so they reluctantly go to the garden, and the loan shark pulls out a black bag, and he takes 2 stones from the garden and puts them in the bag. But the girl is very, very sly. She's got a keen eye, and she realizes the loan shark is trying to cheat. He puts 2 black stones into the bag, and he jiggles the bag around, clacking the 2 stones together. And then he pulls the bag open and tells the girl, it's your turn. Pick a stone out of the bag. So she's got a real problem here. What would you do in this situation? What would you even think to do, right? It seems almost like a no-win situation because she can't call him out on this because then the loan shark might call the entire thing off and say the loan is due anyway. I want my money right now. She can't call him a liar or a cheat because that could create a whole new type of situation. So what does the girl do? Well, she reaches into the bag and she takes a stone. And just as she's pulling it out, she takes a big deep breath in and and she drops the stone on the ground. She loses this rock in between all of the other black and white stones on the ground. And the loan shark gets furious. He's like, we're going to do this again. Now, how am I going to know which stone you picked? And she said, we don't have to do this again because all you need to do is pull the stone out of the bag and you'll know exactly which one I picked. And all of a sudden, the loan shark just gets this nasty look on his face and he's angry because now he's caught in a bind. The only thing that he could potentially do is pull out the black stone and forgive the loan and let the shopkeeper go free, or admit that he tried to cheat. So look at that. That was an instant, fast-thinking solution on the part of the daughter. And she's acting quickly to figure out what's a solution to this problem, a creative solution. Because no matter how difficult and how insurmountable your problems might seem, realize that there is a solution to overcome those. We're overcoming things every single day. And this is part of you becoming that person who you want to be. Because as you overcome those things that are standing in your way, you get stronger, you get smarter, you get more creative. And every single obstacle that seems to come up, you have experience to combat. You look back on it and say, how did I solve this problem in the past? And then you've got more material to work with. So no matter what problem presents itself to you, you can solve it. Sometimes it takes some creativity. But realize the more creative you are in your problem solving, the better you're going to be in the future. And remember, it's just getting just a little bit better every single day, like we've been talking about. As long as you can find creative solutions to your problems, you will never, ever be stuck. And you'll be able to do unimaginable, amazing things in your life. And no matter what your goal is, you can figure out a way to get there. You become one of those people that says, if there's not a path, I'm going to make one. rather than the other people that show up and go, there's not a path, there's no way through, right? And you say, no, no, no. There is a path, and I will make one. Exciting. Super exciting. I'm so glad to be able to talk to you about this today. I hope you got some value from this. And so I will see you tomorrow. I'm going to hold you accountable, and you're going to hold me accountable. We're going to be here at the same time, the same place. Super excited about it. Until then, take action now.